All right, I'm about to do what I may consider the most Matty thing of all time, all right? It's January, we got news that's completely dried up, there's really not much to talk about, so guess what? We're talking about Elder Scrolls 6, and we're gonna be analyzing a single photo in this video. But it's not just any photo, okay? Yes, in the year 2021, where I think personally Starfield is coming out this year, fingers crossed at the very least, we're talking about Elder Scrolls 6, the game that's coming after Starfield according to Bethesda Game Studios. So look, number one, this isn't my fault, okay? Bethesda planted the seed for this discussion, all right? It's not on me. But number two is when you see an Elder Scrolls 6 teaser, you just can't let that stand. You gotta get on it. You gotta talk about it. And so that's what we're doing today. We're talking about the location that I could honestly say Elder Scrolls 6 will, not might be, but will be set in. Now, if you're deeper in the cut when it comes to Bethesda discussions and Elder Scrolls in general, this was already a pretty safe assumption given lore that we will be recapping in this video. And also, if anything, you can just go watch trailer analysis videos online. My buddy Kenworks made a fantastic one. Give that a look. Where, you got an Elder Scrolls expert there who's just gonna break it all down on why this game is gonna be set in Hammerfell. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what Bethesda did to cause this conversation, because they have teased the setting for Elder Scrolls 6 and really no one's talking about it. That's the most interesting part, is that, once again, it's January, and if you're not a creator, you don't know this, but as someone who's been doing this for, wow, I feel old, but like 7 years, January sucks. Not only because you get paid less, to be quite honest with all of you, but also nothing happens in the games industry. So it's just boring and it's a really sad time. You're like, oh, my career's over. But anyway, this is why I thought this story would get picked up. It didn't, so we're gonna talk about it here today. Let's talk about Elder Scrolls 6. So here is the tweet that sparked it all. It says, transcribe the past and map the future. Here's to a happy new year. Now we're going to be breaking this entire photo down, but this was the picture that was accompanied by that tweet there. We have a candle that's sitting next to some coins. Now specifically, these coins are from Elder Scrolls Online, okay? It's not like they're the currency that we saw in Skyrim. These are specifically collector's coins from ESO, aka the past, okay? There's symbolism in this photo. Just hear me out, okay? I'm not insane. I promise you, there is a lot to this. Anyway, then we see the map, right? The map in the center has another candle on it. We see Solitude, we see Winterhold, we see Whiterun. This is the map of Skyrim. It should look fairly familiar to most of you out there who have played this game extensively. Then there is a third candle on the bottom left corner of the picture. And there we see the text Hammerfell, which is southwest of the Skyrim region. Okay. So let me break down to all of you why this is a very blatant tease, and then we'll get into lore. Here is a full map of Tamriel, okay? For those of you who are completely unfamiliar with how all of Elder Scrolls and its world works, it's broken down into Cyrodiil, Morrowind, the Black Marsh, Elsewhere, Skyrim, Hammerfell, Vale and Wood. You should recognize most of these. High Rock. These should all sound somewhat familiar if you've played the Elder Scrolls franchise. Now, when you look at Skyrim, there in the top middle, you'll notice south of it is Cyrodiil, southwest is Hammerfell, southeast is Morrowind. So think of all the different parts of the map that they could have shown off when it came to Skyrim, right? They're talking in the tweet saying, transcribe the past and map the future. And what you see in that photo are the Elder Scrolls Online coins, Elder Scrolls Online taking place in the past of the Elder Scrolls universe, the sort of, we'll call it present Elder Scrolls experience, which is Skyrim, and then you have the future, which is Hammerfell. Because when you look at the region of Skyrim, there were multiple other parts they could have shown. They could have shown Cyrodiil, they could have shown Morrowind, but they deliberately chose to show off Hammerfell. And that's clearly because transcribe the past and map the future setting for Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be Hammerfell. Okay, wow, that's actually like, I feel like I should have a tinfoil hat on right there. Like, I'm saying it with such obscene confidence. I'm like, it's happening. But let's be honest, this is an official tweet, okay? It comes from the Elder Scrolls Twitter account, not ESO. That's the other thing that's important to note here. This is not the ESO Twitter account. ESO would be a whole other discussion because it's on a whole different timeline. This was the official Elder Scrolls Twitter account. And maybe it's because of like the Microsoft acquisition, they're sort of nudging them going, hey, you got to say something, remind people that, Elder Scrolls 6 exists. but it didn't really gain the traction that I would have expected. And maybe it's just because I'm a big Bethesda fan. I'm excited for the game. I can't wait to see like what they do after, of course, Skyrim. You know, we've seen Bethesda do a number of open world games since, but let's be honest, they treat Elder Scrolls differently. Okay, you look at Skyrim and you look at Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, and it's like, I detect favoritism here. Now, for those of you who want to know a little bit about the lore when it comes to Elder Scrolls, I'm going to put it in simple terms, and I don't mean that in like a demeaning way. It's just that I think the lore for Elder Scrolls is very complex, and so I wanted to go ahead and just simplify it as best as possible. So there's this book in Skyrim called The Great War. You can pick it up yourself, you can read it, check it out. But to simplify it, they talk about sort of what has caused the conflict in Skyrim and where things stand at the point in time of which the game is set. Simply put, Hammerfell had refused this document called the White Gold Concordat. This was an agreement which would ban the worship of the god Talos, and this leads to an extended conflict between Hammerfell and the Thalmor. But now, as it stands at the time of Skyrim, the region is sitting in a fragile peace, that region being Hammerfell, between the Shattered Empire, you have the Thalmor, and now you have split beliefs within Hammerfell. Now, oftentimes in every single video game ever known, conflict drives the plot, but of course, in the sense of when it comes to Elder Scrolls, we had the Civil War within Skyrim, and so it would make sense that the next step of that war would take place in Hammerfell, one region that did reject the White Gold Concordat, engaged in combat over it, right? They were like, no, we're not about this, fought in a war, and then they had like the uneasy backing of the Empire, but they're like, we don't like the Empire anyway. So there is a lot happening in the lore that already pointed in the direction of Hammerfell. I made a whole video talking about this when Skyrim Special Edition came out many years ago, but it feels like forever ago. Okay, time is completely lost on me at this point after being locked in my room for 2 weeks, and then 2020 in general. I don't know how to tell time at this point, but it feels like forever ago. It feels like a whole other world at that point in time. But anyway, when it came to Skyrim Special Edition, I had lore discussions talking about Elder Scrolls 6 before that game was even announced. So now when we see official word from Bethesda, we take a look at the map of Tamriel, we break it down the past, present, and future, you take a look at the actual writing within Skyrim itself, it seems like all signs are pointing towards Hammerfell. Once again, if you've paid attention to what's happened in Elder Scrolls and its community and the discussions and the trailer breakdowns, then 100% you probably are already aware of this. But I thought this was a good conversation to have, especially because on my channel, I never did any ES6 breakdowns because I thought the trailer outside of the setting didn't offer much to talk about. But even then, I've admittedly said I know the Fallout lore pretty well. Elder Scrolls lore, I'm a little more spotty on. I didn't want to come out making these bold claims about the game like, it's set here, it's absolutely happening, when, quite honestly, I wouldn't have known for sure because I am not the lore whiz that I would say like Fudge Muppet or Camelworks are. You know, I would shout them out as great Elder Scrolls content creators that you should check out. So for me personally, as someone who hasn't made a lot of ES6 videos outside of conversations and discussions and news, I wanted to go ahead and toss my hat in the ring. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's set in Hammerfell, and I'm quite excited about that, right? Because if you haven't already, there's actually Hammerfell in Elder Scrolls Online, where you can give a little bit of a peek, a sneak peek of what that may be like for, of course, future Elder Scrolls games. I would imagine in Elder Scrolls 6 that would be further expanded upon with the power of better technology. You're not limited by an MMO setting, so it'll look better. There will be more diverse locations. We know exactly how Bethesda creates their Elder Scrolls worlds when you look at the likes of Morrowind, Oblivion, and of course Skyrim. It's very diverse, so I imagine it's not going to be like a one-trick offering in the terms of visuals and the region and the weather that's there. So I'm very much looking forward to exploring Hammerfell in full many years down the line, because what's coming up next is Starfield. Some may be wondering why Bethesda teased something with Elder Scrolls 6 before Starfield. I think the reality is that Bethesda knows, hey, Starfield's coming up next. They saw what happened with Cyberpunk more recently and just went, let's just stay quiet for now. You know, and that's the thing. Don't create the hype. Don't reveal the game, especially with the leaks that happened towards the end of 2020. Just leave Starfield be, because in the scheme of things, we know nothing about it, right? We know it's a space game, and that's it. And to me, that silence and that lack of knowledge is exciting, because when we do see it, it's going to be like a, what is this game maybe? It has the potential to have that moment. But right now, Bethesda is in a very good spot because there are zero expectations. And if anything, expectations are low after Fallout 76 and Wolfenstein Youngblood and kind of how Bethesda has reacted to consumers. I think with 76, it's getting back on track. I think it's doing a lot better. I think it's been enjoyable to play, but the damage has been done, right? And we haven't seen them release from Bethesda Game Studios a full product since. So all eyes are on Starfield whenever that gets revealed. But right now, there are games that have been revealed that we know are coming that people are excited for. So when Starfield comes, people will be excited. But for now, Bethesda is probably embracing that silence and just talking a little bit about Elder Scrolls 6. But I don't know. Bethesda is a company that's not known to tease. They don't do this, man. They do their usual random tweet, random social media post, and tell you something's coming in like 24 to 48 hours. And then that is it. They usually just go off the radar after that. And then they have their big reveal. They're not known for these types of teases. I would love for them to do more of these. It would be really fun as a content creator of Bethesda stuff. I would love to talk about their shit a lot more. But anyway, at this point, I'm rambling now. I just want to make sure I answered all the questions that would come to my head as I would be watching this video. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you're thinking of Elder Scrolls 6 in the comments down below. Are you excited for this? Do you care at all? Is any of this intriguing to you or not? Let me know. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all of the patrons, all of the members who continue to push the limits of the channel here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.